Barack Obama proposes digital fingerprints to help the regime combat what they deem as online misinformation. Now, this is a way to control the information of what people hear, what people see, because they know if they debate us on our ideas, on our ideals, on and all that other stuff, they know they will lose because we have the truth on our side. So to stop people, to prevent people from hearing the truth, they want to have digital fingerprints, and deem things to be called misinformation. We already know from the COVID stuff and election stuff and everything else they call misinformation. The stuff that we've been saying turns out to be true. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out, so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Barack Obama has proposed the implementation of digital fingerprints online to assist the regime in regulating viewpoints that are not aligned with their agenda. Uh, the proposition was made during an appearance on the Axe Files, a CNN audio podcast hosted by David Axelrod, his former senior White House advisor, and I think Axelrod was also under worked for the Clintons as well. But during the interview, Axelrod brought up the quote misinformation, disinformation, and deep fakes, particularly those directed at Obama. Quote, as I've told people, because I was the first digital president when I left office, I was probably the most recorded, filmed, photographed human in history, which is kind of a weird thing, Obama said. Obama claimed that this collection had provided a rich source of raw material for the creation of manipulated content. Quote, usually all the deepfakes start with like some version of Obama doing something, dancing, saying dirty limericks or whatever, right? That's technology here. That's technology's here now, Obama said. Obama expressed concern about the next election cycle. If the government doesn't control what they call misinformation or opinion that oppose them, it would impact the election results. It's not government job to prevent people from hearing things. People are supposed to get all the information they can and make their own decision. It's not for government to tell them what is true and what is not true. I mean, this is crazy. And recall current Secretary of State Tony Blinken was reportedly behind the effort to put together a list of government intel leaders to claim that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation to help Biden with his election. They don't mention that though. So it's okay for government to put out disinformation and put it out on the internet and get all these officials to sign off on it, but we can't hear other people's opinions. But in addition, Obama spread the false claim that then candidate Donald Trump conspired with Russia to secure his victory in 2016. Obama advocated for the development of watermarking or digital fingerprint technology to tell apart true news from false news. Quote, and the need for us, for the general public, I think, to be more discriminating consumers of news and information, the need for us to over time develop technologies to create watermarks or digital fingerprints so we know what is true and what is not true, he said. You act like he act like watermarks can't be manipulated either. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But there's a whole bunch of work that's gonna have to be done there. But in the short term, it's really going to be up to the American people to kind of say he further stated. But Fox News reported that Obama Axelrod went on to say that today many consumers are only viewing information from sources they are predisposed to agree with and will likely believe what they see. Quote, obviously we saw that during the vaccination stuff, so I am concerned about it, added Obama, referring to the COVID vaccine. And I think the best we're going to be able to do is to constantly remind people that this is out there. But he's not mentioning how a lot of that stuff that the government called disinformation pertaining to COVID turned out to be true. All the things I've been stating about COVID over the years and trying to enlighten people on it and showing and reading, going over studies and telling people to be careful and all that stuff, it all turned out to be true. And no one on the left is even some people on the right they're not admitting that. They're not admitting that people like myself were right. But the former president said he thinks most people are now aware that, quote, every not everything that pops up on your phone is true, but caution misinformation can be used to discourage people from voting by characterizing the system as rigged and corrupt. They said this before. The left said it in 2016. They keep forgetting the things that they said, and we have the receipts. But quote, that can be oftentimes advantage. That can oftentimes advantage the powerful," said Obama. he, I'm sorry. He said it could advantage the powerful. Yes, you are the powerful, Obama. I mean, these people are so unaware. Um, but he goes on to say, and I am worried about that kind of cynicism developing even further during the course of the next election. I'm gonna be on the next election. I'm gonna be talking about it and covering it and looking out for any shenanigans. And definitely gonna be, if I find any shenanigans, I'm not gonna be posting it here. I'm gonna be posting it on my Patreon. So check out my Patreon. Go ahead and sign up over there. It's only $2 a month, where I cover a bunch of again, a bunch of things that I can't talk about here on YouTube. Even though YouTube is trying to lax some of their standings, they're trying to change some of their regulations, but I still don't trust YouTube to put out some of this stuff. So if you want to get the real some subjects that I can't touch on here, check out my Patreon. Also check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.